Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Alyssa, the head of knowledge for Asia Pacific Wellness Coalition, in short APSWC. APSWC is dedicated to serving as a bridging mechanism between countries in the Asia Pacific region. Our primary mission is to promote, protect, educate, and develop the spa and wellness industry in the dynamic and diverse part of the world. Today, we are honored to have a distinguished guest with us, Hana Halim, the president of Malaysian Association of Spa, MSPA, with us. Our discussion revolves around the theme Spa and Wellness in Malaysia, navigating challenges and embracing the future. I am pleased to welcome Hana Halim, and together we will delve into the current state of Malaysia's spa and wellness industry. Hi, Hannah. How are you this afternoon?
Hi, Alyssa. It's nice to see you on screen. We don't get to
Yeah,
meet
thank you
much even though we're
so.
in Malaysia.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying yes to APSWC. And let's kick off our conversation. And maybe you could share some insights into the role of MSPA in Malaysia, especially considering that there are two prominent associations, MAUSPA and MSPA, operating in the country. Over to you, Hannah.
All right, thanks, Alyssa. Okay, so APSWC has been around since 2006. It was actually created in 2006, and I think 2007 is when they started getting very active. It was led by Dr. Sulaiman at that time, and all the ladies in the board, including yourself, the founding members of MSPA. So it has been around for a while. And I think the association was created at that time to address issues to the industry, such as licensing. And for at that time, foreign workers weren't such an issue, that bad of an issue at that time. So it was just more on the licensing part. And fast forward until today, faced we've done so much work in the industry trying to get the branding out, to create our own signature massage out, the Rota Malaysia, that was done together with the ministry or association. And with the members that we have right now, it's consistent of various sectors of the industry. We have product suppliers, we have academies, we also have, of course, the spa owners and spa operators.
Mhm.
And there's a new sector that was introduced sometime in 2010 and 11, which is the Pusat Kesejahteraan, which is a wellness center in Urutan, right? So wellness
Mm.
center, which includes the massage. So it's a category that was created by MoTech to differentiate the spas and the massage centers. So
Mm.
working, I mean, the association has been busy addressing,
Mm.
synchronizing, trying to get the government to understand what our business is all about, and yeah, working out through all the different challenges. And I won't mention COVID because I think everybody went through the same thing.
I think we have
We're
grown
done
out
and
from COVID, right? Yeah. And
yeah,
even more now, I think people are talking about wellness, right? And with the growing awareness of the importance of self-care, holistic well-being, I think the demand of spa and wellness service is really being on the rise, correct? You have
yeah.
talked about, M Spa, it's, started in 2006, and now we are into 2024, right? And
Mhm.
I think licenses has always been a challenge, and you have talked about it and how the association has worked very tirelessly since 2006 to actually work with Ministry of Tourism to differentiate the real spa and the Pusat Kaki, which is PUK, right? You call it, or PKU now, right?
Okay, you know
Is it
the
yeah,
name.
PKU now, right? So first and foremost, that other plex in the industry is really complex in the landscape of licensings and regulations, right? So this part, I know even every state has been very different, correct? The regulatory framework might vary, and navigating these intricacies can be time consuming and costly. And I know that, being a role of a president, you have been going around maybe doing a lot of courtesy call, and also visiting different regulatory bodies, right? So Hannah,
Mm.
perhaps share how MSPA is working to streamline these processes and advocate for industry-friendly policies, ensure a conducive environment for spa business in Malaysia.
Okay. So I guess this interview came at the right time because just a few days back, we were all sort of, not to say shocked. I'm not surprised anymore, to be honest, but the industry was a bit shocked because there's a city, Johor Bahru, which is the
Mm,
entry point for Singapore.
mm,
Um, and that city decided to freeze all applications for spa or
mhm,
massage centers, basically. And
mm,
you know, the industry players get alarmed because that means if one city can do it, another city can do it. And before this, we had a whole state freezing the license. We had a whole state called Kedah. They froze the license. And then now
mhm.
we have GB. And then to make matters worse, 4 hours later, there was a ministry who announced that we might need to have a study on the need to freeze the license for KL.
Oh.
And
Mhm.
keep in mind that KL, we had just reopened the license last October 2nd. I still remember the date because we were there
Mm,
at the office.
mhm,
And so can you imagine like the roller coaster of on and off, the
mhm,
decisions that we have faced in the past years?
mhm,
It's not consistent. And this inconsistency will impact
mhm,
so many things. We're not just talking about job creations, we're talking about business opportunities and business expansions. We have investors trying to come in and invest money into the country, trying to open up business spa chains. And the question is, Hannah, how much is license? And I can't answer that. I don't know how to answer you because it depends. And it
mm,
depends on the day that we apply. It depends on, I can tell you how roughly what it is, but we will not know until the license is applied. So that's not a good thing to have,
mm.
to start with. But to be unsure of whether we can get a license is another thing. So your
Right.
question about like what MSPA is doing right now, it's hard because we have over 150 plus local councils, and they all have their own rules. They all have their own understanding of what the rules are, and the definition that's being used are all different. So,
Mm,
I mean, as an association, we're nationwide. We try to do things at national level. We're looking at
mhm,
the policies that are created by the country, but if the policies are not translated into the local councils or going down to the lower management, there's not much progress that we're making. However, as an association, we did go through the different cities. We did go through the major
mhm,
cities. Our biggest
mm,
achievement together with Malaysia, we went
mm.
to Penang and we reopened the license for massage centers that has been closed for 10, 20 years. It's been
Oh,
a long
wow.
time that they've closed that license, so they finally opened it. It was a good sign for us. So we
Where is
went
this
to
again?
KL, did
That
the same
closed 10 to
thing.
20 years? When
Yeah,
it, where,
they
which
didn't
state is it?
allow it. Penang.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, yep. You went to
Remember?
Penang. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. So we went to
Yes.
Penang View. I think you
Mhm.
were.
Yeah,
So
I was there.
Penang,
I was there. Yes, I
yeah.
remember. Yeah, I
So
had
it
a
was the
very good
initiate.
relationship.
Yeah, we had I was surprised because the decision came about four months after we visited. And
Mm-hmm.
they decided, okay, we will work together with you guys and reopen. It was a good step.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good sign for us that the country's moving forward, understanding what the industry is all about, right?
Yes.
And the challenge that we're facing is like now we have to educate every single state
Oh, yes.
and
Yep.
every single local council. So that's a lot of work that we have to do.
And I know all of you are all business people and you're taking your time off to actually fly over at your own accord. And are you looking at also being bringing your members to Johor to perhaps to have a courtesy visit over to the Johor country
Yeah.
as well, right?
So with Johor, we've already spoken to Motec and we did the government to government link because I think that's much easier. There's
Mm-hmm.
more, especially because Motec is in support of the spa industry. They have the rating, they have the mechanism to not to say control, but to monitor uh in place. So I think they're the best. spokesperson for us to actually set up that meeting in the first place, but we will follow through definitely. And yes, I do plan to go to Johor after this.
Right, because I think during COVID, I remember that I remember that the spa and wellness industry is packed under entertainment, and of course it's under the purview of Mortec, right? You think is there anything that Mortec can be doing to actually bridge this gap that so that the local council can and know what actually the real spa and wellness industry is actually doing. Because I think it has to be with the fly by night companies, because the branding of spa sometimes can be a misconception, which is another challenges, I think, right? So the perception of spa industry is sometimes overshadowed by stereotypes, with it being unfairly categorized as part of the entertainment industry. Remember, that's why we are the first to close and last to open during COVID, right? And this
Yeah.
misconception not only affects the industry image, but also can also lead to challenges of giving support and from both the public and regulatory bodies. You think is this the reason that why the council actually closed the licenses? So Hannah, how is MSPA addressing this issue to ensure that the industry is recognized and treated appropriately, fostering a conducive environment for legitimate businesses and ensuring the well-being of consumers?
Okay. In terms of recognized, the thing is we're recognized in one ministry, which is the Ministry of Tourism, which is
Right.
good. At least we're in it. And if we talk about recognition, right? I want to give credit to the Ministry of Education also because through Ministry of Education, there are a lot of government schools, colleges, and even the vocational schools that are offering beauty, massage, spa, things related to wellness industry. And they're already having all these courses and
Mm,
classes and certification that they're issuing, and it's recognized under that ministry. So we're talking about an industry that is recognized uh, by a few different ministries. So the Ministry of Tourism is helping to promote our industry. Ministry of Education um, to say condones the learning, the skills, and the qualifications that's involved in our
mm,
industry and supports it
mm,
through recognizing the different qualifications, right? We also have what's another ministry that's supporting it. Not to say support, but they recognize, they know that we exist. Now,
mm.
KPKT, which is the person who oversees all the regulations on the licensing of the different local councils. So we exist in their eyes. But
Mm,
whether we are taken to be a serious industry that's not only labeled as legitimate or labeled as, I would say, hanky-panky, basically,
right.
you know, that part is where we have to work together with the community here up. Because there is a miscommunication between these three different industries. Can you imagine what happens if there is a license freeze? What happens with all students that are currently studying? You know, we have
Mm,
a lot of graduates in that, being produced by Gyatmara, by college community, by vocational schools. We also have like private academies that produce a lot of students. And then what
mm,
happens to the business owners who are actually legit? The ones like
right.
us, the hotel spas, the ones who are catering to the tourists. So to be judging the entire industry based on these few fly-by-night spas, it's it's sad for us because it's we worked so hard to develop our brand, to develop
Mm,
Malaysia's industry, wellness industry, to the point that the
mm,
government Ministry of Education actually recognizes our industry. JBK creates modules and syllabus for us
yeah.
to
Mm,
certify students here. And to throw that down the drain just because there's illegal parlors and all that. the right action is to work together with us to look at how to recognize the proper ones, the proper spots that are doing legitimate enforcement and work together with the authorities and enforcement to shut down the illegal ones. I mean, that's to me, that's what NPA wants to do. We're just trying to highlight how to look for the proper spots and that's how ethics clarification that one page that
Hello. Can you hear me, Hannah? Breaking a little bit. Okay. I'm just putting myself, I'm just playing like, okay, now I'm working in the council, right? If I want to approve the license, right? I wouldn't know whether you're legit or not legit. Am I right? Right?
right.
Okay. When you come in and speak to me, how could you advise me to see whether this person is legit or not legit? Is the Ministry of Tourism together with the association is doing something, that I remember that you have what they call it the spa rating. Is this fully enforced in the spa and wellness industry, or is it not compulsory at all? Would
Right.
you like to
So at
share
the
with us?
moment, yes, definitely. For the moment, it's still voluntary. It's a voluntary program where you get yourself rated. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it is compulsory for companies who want to get foreign workers. They must be rated.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only compulsory part. But other than that, if you're hiring locals, you don't need to get the spa rating. However, I am aware the Ministry of Tourism is going to be implementing their Tourism Act, the Akta Industry Pelancong Act, which is
Mm-hmm.
going to be an act that will be enforced to make sure that all the businesses under the purview of the ministry is registered. So I think that's a very good step towards
Okay.
at least having a database of all the businesses that exist in Malaysia within our industry in one location and under one government purview. So that's one thing I'm excited about to see how that unfolds because that means everybody, um, the legit ones, should be registered with the Ministry of Tourism. So I'm looking forward to that because right now the spa rating is not compulsory, but we do advocate for it as a spa association. We do encourage people to get self-rated. It gives a serious image to the public at least.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If I were to go to a spa, I would like to go to a rated spas, right? Because then I know that I go there with a peace of mind. I will not be offered something else, right? So I think
Right.
with that, for me, right, if I were the council, I would probably work very closely with the Ministry of Tourism and also the association, so that we are able to know which is legit and which not legit, and not really closing down the entire licenses, right, over in different
Yeah.
states. Correct. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they have a shortcut. Just work with us, and at least they don't have to work so hard to find out who's a legit and who's not. We're more than happy to report who's not, but nobody's, talking to us about it. So,
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of hard work though, because I think since 2006 until today, right? I think the association is still talking about the same issues, and how can we move
mhm,
forward as a country into the spa and wellness industry, which we know that this is a very lucrative industry to be in, right? And it brings not only, I think, labor opportunity, job creation for our own local people, right? And it's
mhm,
also, I think, it's one of the booming industry, especially even after COVID, right?
yeah.
So before we end, maybe we'll see whether we have any comments from the public, and if there's any question. Oh, hi, hello. We have somebody who's saying hello to us, and I just want to know that what do you envision for the future of the spa and wellness industry in Malaysia? Looking
What do
at
I envision?
Yes, and looking at certain states are now freezing licenses, and I think we don't have enough time today. But I know that there's also challenges with manpower as well. All right, I think
Mm,
that the association is really fighting also since day one 2016 to bring in foreign workers because we feel that the local labor force, the local manpower is not ready to take full on 100% to Malaysianize the whole spa and wellness industry in Malaysia. I think that alone will be a different topic that we can talk about for 20 minutes, I think. Right?
Yeah,
So now, what
definitely.
do you, yeah, so what do you envision for the future of spa and wellness industry in Malaysia?
Okay, what I envision. I just want it to flourish, and having, okay, the hiring part for almost every entrepreneur in the spa industry is always the inconsistency in the regulation, be it licensing, enforcement, uh, foreign workers. So, having inconsistency is to me the biggest challenge that we have to work through. If we can get this inconsistency, then things can fall into place and the challenges will be a normal business challenge. I mean, manpower is almost every sector. We're not just talking
Mhm,
about spa and wellness. Almost every sector, F&B, hospitality, uh,
mhm,
even even oil and gas still has manpower's
mhm,
problems. So
mhm,
I think manpower solutions is not going to be like this is not going to be a definite answer, but
mhm,
and those things we cannot control. But the things that we should be able to control are the regulations. And that's the part that for me personally, during my term in MSPA, is what I would love to see change. Is to actually have a black and white list of things required to apply for a license at location A, B, C, D, E. What are
mm,
the fees? I would like to just have that. Because like right now, for the past how many 10 years, I've consulted for the past 10 years. If people ask me, "Hana, how much is it?" I cannot answer. And I don't
right,
know the 155 different rules of local council regulations on the spa opening. So we just have to see all our answers. And our association alone, we are not able to help our members because we do not have a database of all 150 plus local councils regulations. So it's
right,
inconsistent throughout. If the states can have, at least we're only working with 14 states, right? But even the states cannot have a standard operation
mm,
for their license application. So what I envision is to have that. If we can have that for our future, the rest will fall
mm,
into place because enforcement will follow through. There will not be a surprise visit by DRM or the police or immigration knocking on the door at 11 o'clock at midnight, causing problems. We will not have those kind of issues. We will not have problems about foreign workers,
mm,
quota and all that because everything is accurate. And I
mm,
also want the business owners to take accountability and report accurately and not, you know, don't don't go down the. I know a lot of us try to hire foreign workers and sometimes they may do it illegally because we're desperate. But the moment we get caught and it gets news into it gets published in the news and then we're just gonna be
mhm,
seen as somebody who's doing human trafficking. They're just gonna put a bad label to us. So I'm so happy to see that our members, in our SPA associations, at least everyone's trying to follow the right rules. And I really love seeing how our membership, have, attracted members who are genuine operators. And I
mm,
think this is one way that I would like to see, uh, ministries working with MSPA. They recognize that, okay, MSPA or MOSPA has
mhm,
valid, legit members, and we should at least be listened to.
mm. Yep, fighting. Yes, I like what you envision, Hannah. I think it's so important, even getting everyone to have a black and white, so that to ease everybody's job when they want to open a spa. Everything is standardized, and yep. I wish you all the best, and I hope that during your term as a president, you're able to see this. Even if it's not happening now, there's change. I think even the slightest change, I think is good for the spa and wellness industry in Malaysia. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add or highlight about the current state and future of spa and wellness sector in Malaysia? Anything else
I
you'd like?
wanted to mention there's
Yeah.
something new that the
Mm.
Ministry of Tourism, one of the agency and the Ministry of Tourism has created, which is an accreditation for Muslim-friendly spa. It is,
Mm.
again, not compulsory. It is not
Mhm.
something that everybody has to do. We're not imposing it on everyone, but it
Mhm.
is an accreditation that I think will work towards our favors. It will work in favor of the industry trying to clean up the image. So Muslim friendly accreditation is the premise, the spa premise, or the wellness and massage premise is set up in a way to adhere to some Muslim guidelines and rules. So, for
Mhm.
example, it would be same gender massage, meaning female to female
Mhm.
and male to male. There's
Mhm.
also a segregated area, which is quite common. I mean, if you look into the five-star spas, they have the
Mhm.
space to provide a separate area for male, separate area for female.
Mhm.
But they take one step further, requiring male therapists for male clients and female therapists for female clients. Now, I think with that implementation, that will also strengthen the branding of our industry to show that we're not here to offer hanky panky. So to me, like that's the best shortcut
Mhm.
that I can think of. Like if I were to go
Mhm.
to a ministry or to a government office or local council, I think that's the first thing I would dangle in their face. Like, oh, by the way, we also have Muslim friendly spas, you know. Shall we look into the concept of this and see how it works and whether this is something that you guys would like to support? I'm pretty sure they would like to support that. Because the main concern has always been the vice activities and the immoral
Mhm.
activities happening in the spa. And
Mhm.
with the same
Yes.
gender massage, that's going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to eliminate, you know,
Mhm.
people are people. It's,
Mhm.
it's not the business that does bad things, it's the people who do bad things.
Mhm.
Um, but at least it cleans up the industry's image a little bit. So that's something that MSPA is working together with different agencies and associations and tech to launch, hopefully by March, the Muslim friendly accreditation and rating.
Wow, I'm excited about this. But you know, you mentioned Muslim friendly spa. What's the difference between a Muslim friendly spa and Sharia compliance? You know, is this something like maybe you can explain to us a little bit more about this? Muslim
Yeah.
friendly and mhm. Okay.
It's more of the technical term. There will
Mhm.
be, you know, the terms that are flying around right now is halal spa, Sharia
Yes, yes.
friendly, Sharia compliance spa, Muslim friendly spa. It is all different terms that are being used at the moment, and because
Mm,
we're doing this together with Islamic Tourism Center,
mm,
they are calling it as Muslim friendly. And we also have Muslim friendly hotels, tourism, and accommodation. So it's just in line with the branding guidelines. So the Sharia compliance is, I would assume, I would imagine that would be a lot more rigid.
mm,
This is not to say relaxed, but there are leeways surrounding it, leeways around the creation. That means we're not even non-Muslims can offer Muslim friendly spa.
mm,
So yeah, we're not limiting it to Muslim. We are uh it's open for non-Muslims to have to
mhm,
come as a client.
mhm,
That's the first thing that we're worried about. We don't want non-Muslims to think, oh, I cannot go into the spa
mhm.
because it's Muslim friendly. No, we welcome everyone. It's not limited to Muslims. So yeah, different countries might have different terms. We're just
Right.
calling it Muslim friendly together with Islamic Tourism Center as part of the branding for Malaysia.
All right. So different terms, but the same meaning. right? So yeah,
Almost,
thank you
yes.
so much. So thank you so much, Hannah. We have APSWC have a lot of questions for you, but we'll save them and we'll go perhaps discuss with it in person when we meet at the APSWC Roundtable and Awards 2020 for
Okay. Sounds
in
good.
Bangkok, right? So
And
before we
yes.
conclude, I want to extend my sincere gratitude to all our viewers for joining us today. Your engagement and support are truly appreciated. Additionally, I would like to take this opportunity to make an exciting announcement. APSWC will be hosting its upcoming event in Bangkok. Our annual roundtable event promises to be a gathering of industry leaders like President Hana, Halim, and a few other presidents from different countries. Our annual roundtable event promises to bring all these experts across the Asia Pacific region. We are also thrilled to announce that the APSWC Award, which recognizes outstanding contributions to the spa and wellness industry. The deadline for submissions is fast approaching on February 15. Be sure to visit our website and Facebook page for more details about the event and how to apply for the award. We look forward to welcome you to Bangkok in March for what promises to be an enriching and memorable experience. So thank you once again, our President Hana Alim, for being with us this
Thank you for
afternoon.
having me.
Thank you for all the sharing, and really it's insightful to know that what is Malaysia going through, and hopefully we can also speak to other presidents in other countries and share insights during our Bangkok trip. And all right, and hope to see everyone again for our next live event. And stay safe and take care. Goodbye for now. Oh yeah, somebody saying something here. Sorry. Muslim friendly partially works. It will reduce the negative perception of the industry. And that's it. Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you.
Bye everyone. Thank you.